Today's episode of Variant is brought to you by Domain.com.
Today on Variant, I give you the history of One Punch Man. Welcome to Variant, where we love comics more than I love the One Punch Man theme song. It's just so epic. I'm your host, Arris. Before I talk about today's episode, I just want to let you guys know that I'll be doing a meet and greet this Saturday at Emerald City Comic-Con in Seattle from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at the Valiant comic booth, which is booth 1702. So if you're at the con, be sure to stop by and say hi. I'm always down to talk about comics or just chat about whatever. So again, Saturday at Emerald City Comic-Con at the Valiant comic booth from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Come by and say hi. I'm friendly, I promise. As for this week's episode, I knew that I wanted to do a history of episode on a manga/anime character. Now, I don't watch much anime or read a lot of manga, but I do love me some Dragon Ball Z, and I'm also a big fan of One Punch Man, hence today's episode. So today I'm going to break down the history of the guy who can beat anyone with just one punch. And don't worry, I still plan on doing a history of Gohan episode somewhere down the line. But today, it's all about the bald-caped superhero. Let's start with the creation of the manga series. Saitama is the main protagonist in the series One Punch Man, created by a Japanese webcomic designer under the pseudonym One. One Punch Man originally appeared on One's website on June 3rd of 2009. Later, after the series had gained much success, manga artist Yusuke Murata approached One about a collaboration, and they made an upgraded remake manga format of One Punch Man, appearing in Shueisha's Young Jump webcomics on June 14th of 2012. The story remains the same, but Saitama and his art are significantly upgraded. Murata has also made several extra chapters and added onto events of the original story. The series was so well received by fans that they made an anime. One Punch Man's first season aired in Japan between October 5th and December 21st of 2015 on TV Tokyo and ran for 12 episodes. The first season is actually streaming on Hulu, which is how I watched it. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's still streaming on Hulu, but it was last I checked. The anime is what got me to love the character. Just like the manga, it's so over the top and ridiculous. I just love how it doesn't take itself seriously. It's a perfect balance of sense of humor with action. Lots and lots of action. With all that said, let's get into the plot of what the manga and anime is all about. This series focuses on Saitama. Saitama was originally a lazy man looking for a job after repeated firings until one day he encountered and saved a young boy from a monstrous crab and was inspired to become a hero. From that day on, Saitama trained so hard he went bald, which also somehow led to his amazing powers. Thus, One Punch Man was created. Ridiculous? Yes, but still highly entertaining. Now that's how Saitama got his powers, but the actual manga and anime starts with an alien who resembles Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. The alien crash lands into a city with a massive explosion and proceeds to destroy the rest of the city with energy blasts. Saitama is watching on a computer. He takes off and arrives at the scene, just as a giant is about to grab a girl calling out for her mother. Saitama saves her before the giant is able to grab a hold of her and carries her to safety in the blink of an eye. The giant was quite shocked. The girl was practically within the claws of his hands when she vanished. He looks sideways at Saitama, who is down by the girl he had just carried to safety. The giant, being curious, asks who Saitama is, to which he replies, someone who's a hero for fun. And then the giant says, what kind of backstory is that? The giant then introduces himself to be Vaccine Man, someone born out of pollution caused by filthy humans, as he put it. He deems humanity a virus on Mother Earth and expresses his intent to destroy humans, calling himself the Apostle of Mother Nature. Vaccine Man then transforms into a monster 25 times the size of Saitama. Without giving much thought to the giant's lecture, Saitama punched the monster in the belly, making the monster explode because why the heck not? After realizing what had happened, Saitama grows frustrated and starts yelling. Another fight for him that had ended with a single punch. This brings us to the main focus of the series. Saitama just wants to fight someone who will give him some sort of a challenge. As for powers and abilities, let's start with his strength. Saitama's strength is well above the 100-ton range. The things Saitama hit tend to explode with the force of the impact. His strength caused a building to collapse when he leaped up from it. The upper bound of Saitama's strength has never been measured, as he has not fought an opponent strong enough to test his full powers. He destroyed a city-wiping meteor with a single punch, completely unscathed. Saitama's super move series, Serious Strike, was a punch that had so much air pressure that it split a life-wiping energy attack in half, and caused the clouds in its direction to disperse on a global level. And it's later suggested that Saitama was not actually serious with that punch. That's freaking insane. but so awesome. When it comes to speed, Saitama easily surpasses supersonic speed. Another of Saitama's series was serious consecutive side hops. By hopping side to side rapidly, he was shown to create hundreds of after images and is able to walk forward while doing so. None of his opponents have been able to so much as put a scratch on him, which is mainly due because they rarely get a chance to touch him. But even when Saitama gave one of his opponents the chance to fight back, Saitama took a punch of someone 3 times his size and immensely strong like it was nothing. Because Saitama doesn't have the ability of flying or teleportation, he mostly uses his strength to leap great distances to go wherever he needs to go. So basically he does what the Hulk does, jump really far to get where he wants to go. One Punch Man was created to be crazy overpowered and over the top, which is what makes the manga and anime so much fun, because it doesn't take itself too serious. It's supposed to be crazy and out there, and that's what makes it so entertaining. But just like that, that brings my brief summary of One Punch Man to a close. But this wouldn't be a history of episode if I didn't give you guys some reading recommendations. It's actually pretty easy. Read volumes 1 through 8 of One Punch Man, and also watch season 1 of the anime, which again, I think it's still on Hulu, but I'm not 100% sure, so go check. When you buy a domain name from domain.com, you get the power to influence and control what people find when they search for you online. No domain extension will help you tell your story like a .com or .net domain name. Domain.com is affordable, reliable, and easy to use. The guys at Domain.com gave Variant an awesome offer. Get 15% off Domain.com's already affordable domain names and web hosting when you use the coupon code Variant at checkout. So when you think domain names, think Domain.com. First up for Wednesday, April 6th, we have Black Panther issue 1. With Black Panther making his big screen debut in just a few weeks, everyone is going to want to read a Black Panther comic, and this is a perfect way to start. Here we have Star Wars Poe Dameron issue 1. Poe Dameron was one of the best parts of The Force Awakens in my opinion, so reading his new comic that's in continuity with the movie is a no-brainer. And finally, we have Justice League Darkseid War Special 1. The Darkseid War continues to set the stage for the future of the DC Universe, and this issue reveals the secrets behind the newest major player, Darkseid's daughter, Grail. And that'll bring today's episode of Variant to a close. But remember, you can always like our Variant Facebook page to keep up with the show and all things comic related. You can also follow Variant on Twitter at Variant Comics or this face on Twitter at Arris_Quinones. But I'll see you guys next week when I talk about all things comics. I'm always there. Hey, damn. What you doing, man? Can you just sit there, please? Can you just sit there like a grown adult?